Here we are, another glorious day in beautiful San Francisco, and today I'm going to talk about faith. My theme is faith. So I made a tweet this morning. I said I had a dream last night that I talked to someone about faith. I think faith is the most powerful thing in the world. It's more powerful than hope, which is oftentimes wishful thinking. Faith requires courage to take firm action. Faith is constantly tested and improved. So, what I'm doing here, going around the world in San Francisco, this journey that I started a few years ago. I'm nearly 21,000 miles now on my bike. It requires a lot of faith because, especially, I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. I left a pretty comfy and secure job to do this, and but I had to, because I had something in my heart that I needed to express to the world, and I came to the point where I realized no one was going to help me do that for whatever reason. I think one reason is just because it's so great and I'm so, I don't know, divinely ordained or gifted or special or beautiful. No one wants to give me a shot at it for whatever reason. So I just have to create it all on my own. Every little thing I have to create on my own, and, I'm not mad about it. That's just what it is. And so faith for me is every day I get back on the bike, no matter how I'm feeling. I get back on it and I keep riding. Let's do this. I'm gonna go get a bagel. Hey, good, how are you? I called in for that bagel.
Opposite exit of bagel.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my friend. Have a great day. Thank you. So I just finished listening to Oscar de la Hoya on Mike Tyson's podcast, and I enjoyed it. He's a very real person, Mexican, Hispanic community. He definitely represents that. And he's talking about coming back. He wants to come back and fight. So this fighter theme, right? This is a big theme in our time right now. And to see here, I'm here with Bruce Lee, one of the great fighters of all time. To be like water, right? Aquarius. Anyway,
Customato, who was Mike Tyson's mentor and trainer, he discovered him and he brought him up when he was a young man and trained him to become a champion. He actually said that people would have a hard time believing how little the physical component has to do with fighting. He said that 25% of fighting was mental. 25% was physical, and the rest of 75% was mental, right? So a big part of it is mental. And he also said that tough guys, right, guys who are tough and, strong guy, and look at me, I'm so big and whatever, are not good fighters, right? They're not able to overcome adversity because there's always a tougher guy who's going to knock them down, right? He said the best fighters are people who are spiritual warriors, whatever that means to you, but someone who is spiritually able to battle with whatever elements, are going on in the universe around them. It's an interesting thing.
All right, I got a delivery now in the Apple store. Believe it or not, you can deliver computers. Jobless Steve Jobs, you know what I'm saying? That guy, he put it all on the line. He risked a lot, so I got a ton of respect for Steve Jobs. All right, the Apple product, I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm gonna deliver it to a good person, and he's gonna use it to make some great things. This is my second half of the bagel. And AMC is down today by like $5 or $7, but we all know that the price there is psychological, so nobody's worried about it at all. I feel good using that bagel, egg and spinach and bacon. I eat my food on my bike, so it's like I'm Napoleon Bonaparte. He would eat his meals on his horse. So that's who I envision myself after. Napoleon, people like that, he had a lot of courage. He was a really inspirational guy.
So 4 years ago, I posted this photograph that I took of the Dajiyuan, the Chinese Epoch Times. And it has a picture of President Trump waving, and the quote says, 我们需要神, which means we want God. And that's something that he said in Warsaw, Poland on July 6, 2017. And I thought it was a really beautiful cover of the paper that they had there. And the title was so simple, and it is indicative of what we need in the world right now, which is God. We need the divine to come back into people's lives and into the world, manifest, so that a lot of these chaotic things stop happening. Society will stabilize once people turn to the divine. So how you say it in Chinese is 我们, which means we, 需要, want, 神, God, or the divine. I also wrote it in Greek, and it says there, Thelome ton Theo, we want God. So a very beautiful statement by President Trump, and I just wanted to share it with you all as a reminder today.
As you can see, you gotta be careful in these streets. You don't know what's going on. Woo! Now we're rolling. Oh, snap, popple crap. Let's go. Let's go. Be safe, be smart, don't make any stupid choices. La 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 la. I don't usually talk to myself like that, it's just the camera's on. All my thoughts are in my head, my brain.
Also, 2 years ago, I read this book again, On the Road by Jack Kerouac. I read it for the first time while I was a freshman at UCLA, and I went to City Lights Books, and I found the book again, and I just sat there in a rocking chair, and I read it in maybe 1 or 2 sittings. It was one of those things where you just kind of revisit it, you remember some old memories, and it was a really good feeling. And you know, Jack Kerouac, he's a big influence on me, obviously. This whole around the world in San Francisco concept, idea, these writings, these things that I'm thinking, a lot of that is influenced by him and those beat poets. You know, he would write stream of consciousness writing. He'd have his typewriter and then a long piece of paper, so he wouldn't tear the pages, you know, page by page. He'd just have a long piece of paper, stream of consciousness writing, and then he would go back and edit it later.
Let's see what we got here. Ooh, wow. Slice of New York pizza. We're not in New York, we can't go to New York right now, but we can enjoy a slice with a nice view. Isn't that nice? The Coit Tower right there, gentleman walking his dog, someone taking a nap. It's a church. This is Washington Park. Let's put some goodies on here. The Chili's and And then ooh, yeah. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that. This is from Tony's. Tony Gimignani. Let's see what we got. It's nice because it's a little bit oily, but nothing extreme. It's just $6.50. I'm just chilling here in full lotus position, meditation. It's good for your back. Just do that oil. Can't wait to get to the crust. Sun shining on me. Got my shirt off. That Leonidas gave me the pizza. So this is definitely a good kind of breather in the middle of the day. Take some time, be in nature with the sun. Maybe I'll play soccer with this guy. I want to start taking my guitar out, start practicing outside. I think that's nicer. Inside, not as much inspiration. It's better to be around more people. Share your joy with other people. That's nice. So now I'm doing a Uber walks. Basically, I'm walking this big 2 20-inch pizzas and a small pizza to the Transamerica Pyramid. It's pretty heavy. This thing keeps falling. It's all right. Check it. Isn't that cool?
I like it because I get to work physically, right? But I also have time to observe, see what's going on in the world, see my city, San Francisco, you know, and get some exercise too at the same time. So that's cool. Look at that. Cafe Greco. How are you, sir?
I'm happy about it.
Yeah. I do look happy. Woo. Let's see this view right here. Look at this. That is pretty. That is a pretty view. Well, I give all the gold maroon in Dubai for that view. I get to see that every day. At least when I come over to this side of town. Some more pizza. This is my boxing training. Feels good. Upper body strength. The only rule is you just can't give up. That's the only rule. Everyone knows that. Francis Ford Coppola owns that building. The guy who directed The Godfather. He wrote The Godfather, and he went to UCLA, I think. But apparently he still owns it, and they got some kind of editing room or something up there. Maybe I'll own it one day. That would be sweet. Make it a super creative spot. It's a nice building. Reminds me of those New York corner street buildings. See? Francis Ford Coppola, The Outsiders, and I never saw that movie. When I started doing all these bike rides, 21,000 miles plus all these miles on foot, you know, did I realize the physical is just as important. It has to maintain. The body has to hold the brain. So if the body is strong, then the brain becomes even stronger. a slice earlier too.
Okay.
They're the best.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a good one. They're just delivered here at the Transamerica Pyramid. It's a cool spot. Definitely a cool spot. It's a beautiful sight to see that walking down Columbus. And my arms, whew, right here, got a good workout. So I'm feeling good about that. We'll see you later. Here we go. July 4th, around the world in San Francisco. So in closing of today's episode of Around the World in San Francisco, I just want to talk about President Trump is now filing a lawsuit against censorship involving Twitter, Facebook, and Google. This is pretty big. People could say, oh, nothing's going to happen here. But I think the tide has turned. I think Facebook, Twitter, and Google, they all overplayed their hand. And, things are turning around. They're going to start to change because people are waking up really fast. They're banding together, and this sort of thing just gives people more confidence. Another thing I want to mention is that President Trump on RSBN Network was interviewed today, Right Side Broadcasting Network. They've covered him since, the whole time. They've covered him the whole time. And he actually said, regarding the censorship, they censored me, the President of the United States. So he still sees himself as the President of the United States, as do I, and many Americans. I think the truth bombs that he's dropping, they're becoming clearer, they're becoming more clear, and people are going to start waking up. I think we're going to see that this whole Biden thing was it was a soft coup. It was powers that were not in the interests of the United States came together to basically oust President Trump, who was a populist president. He's a president of the people. They were trying to oust him in an attempt to put their globalist agenda through the United States, which is basically their last foe. And it didn't work because too many people woke up, and President Trump, I really believe, will become the president again moving forward. If I had a gut feeling, my hunch would say probably by August or September, everything will come together.